I'm Liv, welcome back to my channel Endless Pages, and welcome to today's video, which is a convince me to continue these series. Hey, welcome to today's video. Okay, the basic kind of concept is there's a bunch of series on my shelves that I've started. I think all of these I've only read the first book in the series, and I don't really want to know if I want to continue on with the series. So I thought a good way to think about it would be to talk it through in a video, and you can let me know in the comments below. Have you read any of these series? Do you think I should make it a priority, or do you think I should just unhaul them? What do you think? Do you think they'll sound like something I like? A lot of these, honestly, I fear or I think are going to end up on my unhaul pile, so convince me to read them. Tell me it's worth my time. So the first two series I'm going to talk to you about are on the list for the same reasons, so we're going to group them together. So let's talk about the reason first. So the reason they're on this list is because I've read the first book in both these series, and I remember at the time rating them both at least like 4 stars, I think. But now that I've been looking back on my reading and reflecting a little bit, and like I've said, getting a little bit more critical in my reviews, it's that, like, I don't think they're as good as I remember them being, or I think if I read them again, I wouldn't rate them as high, if that makes sense. So I think deep down, I know these books weren't actually that mind-blowing. I don't think necessarily they were bad books. I think they were just nothing unique. Like, they were very much plots you've kind of seen before, tropes you've seen a million times. So I don't think, honestly, there's anything about either of them that makes them stand out that much. If that makes sense. They're very much like the others in their genre. The first series I'm talking about is the Threads That Bind series. We follow Io, who is the descendant of a fate. And she lives in this city, and in the city someone gets murdered, and she has to kind of work alongside this guy whose name I can't remember, Edie, who's a member of a gang, and they kind of have to work together to solve this crime. And our main character, she can see like thread lines that go between people. That's like her power as a descendant of a fate. And then yes, when someone's life thread is cut, they have to die, and then when a relationship is formed between people, she can see the lines that like connect people. I remember enjoying this at the time. I think I rated it 4 stars. Would I rate that now? Probably not, I don't think. And like, it wasn't even that long ago I read it, to be honest. I just think that I think I enjoyed the magic system of the threads. I think I thought that was nice and unique. But other than that, like, there's nothing in my memory that stands out about this book. I think it's very typically YA enemies to lovers. I can't be with him, but I love him. But he annoys me. So very like surface level enemies to lovers. And I just don't think there would be anything unique or amazing that would, I don't know, convince me to continue on with this series. I feel like it's just so like everything else in the genre. The second book I'm talking about is The Gilded Ones. This is by Namina Fauna. This is the book that kind of, I think, started this whole thought process and gave me the idea of convince me to, you know, continue with this series. I think this is the one that started the domino effect of, was it really that good, or has my reading opinion changed and my standards have been, I don't know, higher, or I've gotten more fussy with what I read. This is very typical, like, she's the only one that can save the world. She's got all these great powers that no one knew about. She has this lineage that reveals this great, you know, reveal about her and her powers. And I think it's that very typical, like, we don't really know the true story, or the characters, I should say, don't really know the true story about what's actually going on in this world. Yeah, and I think the main character could be giving me, if I read it back a little bit, a pick me energy. For both of these, I have the second book sitting on my shelf here ready to read, but absolutely no desire to pick either one of these sequels up. The next book on this list is A Prison Healer by Lynette Noni. Again, I think I rated this 4 stars at the time. We follow Kiva, who is a prison healer, and she gets like coded messages from her family saying they are going to come and break her out soon. Just hold on, we're coming for you. We have a little bit of a love story. We have, I mean, I think at the time I enjoyed this. I remember there was a reveal that I was genuinely like, I did not see that coming. I liked that twist. There was a good twist at the end. I just have had no desire to continue on with this series, but I think out of all of the books on this list today, this is the one that I would probably be most likely to continue on with, just because I like reading Australian stuff. And again, I do remember liking the twist in this book. I think maybe my reluctance might be that I don't think if I read it again I would think that the writing was that great. I think this is very much, I enjoyed it for the plot, and I don't think this is very, very good writing. It seems like very kind of basic writing at the book. Yeah, I don't think it's anything like beautiful or lyrical or, you know, and it doesn't have to be like that all the time, like the most amazing writing, but there are books out there sitting on my shelf that are probably written better. And, you know, do I spend my time reading something that's, you know, a little bit written better than this one? I don't know. Do I just maybe, should I not take it so seriously and just have fun with this? I don't know. I'm very conflicted. The next one on my list is a little bit different, and that is Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. This, I remember the writing being like great in this book. So this is not a writing issue, this one. This one's just like, I've forgotten about it on my shelf, and now it's been on there so long that I'm unsure if I'm interested anymore. This follows Layla, who lives under this harsh empire. She's a scholar, and then one day her brother is taken, and I think they're gonna like, yeah, he's arrested for treason, and then they say that they're gonna execute him. So she's forced to go undercover as a slave, yes, at a military academy, and then she meets up with some people who say that they can save her brother from execution, and that's why she's gone undercover, because that's her part of the deal. And then we have Elias. I'm just trying to remind myself of the plot. Yes, that's right. He is like the best soldier, but he's actually like really morally against this whole empire. And then he wants to desert, but he has to participate in a ruthless contest to choose the next martial empire. I remember finding the writing so good. I remember this being a really harsh and confronting read. Like it was a lot, and it was heavy. So maybe that's why I haven't picked it up again. I think this is a great book. I think if I read it again, I would definitely still have the same opinion on it. Again, I just think this has fallen victim to, it's been on my shelves for so long that I've just convinced myself I'm not interested. The last 2 books, I have no memory of the plot. I read them, I don't remember them. So this will be a really interesting discussion. Very, very captivating. Anyway, so first is Blood Like Magic by Lizelle Sambury. Let's remind myself of the plot. So we have a witch called Voya Thomas, and they have to go through this thing called a calling, a trial to get their powers, but she fails, and then her ancestors tell her she has to complete a task. If she fails this task, all of the witches in her family will be stripped of their magic. So she gets, the task is that she has to kill her first love. So there's this genetic matchmaking program. Her plan is to join the program, fall in love, and complete her task before the deadline. And then she gets paired with this guy called Luke. I think that's how you say that. Luke, L-U-C? I don't know. And then he kind of hates her. And she's like, I don't know how I'm going to fall in love with him. He seems absolutely not interested in me. I do remember that a little bit. So then, yeah, she's caught up between her duty to her bloodline. If she wants to save her heritage and Luke, she'll have to find something her ancestors want more than blood. I think the things I did like about this book was there's a big, like, part of the plot is, like, the cooking, and that's how their families show love for one another. So I did like that cultural cooking that was like weaved into the story. I do remember enjoying that. I don't know if I remembered the love interest that much. It clearly doesn't stay in my memory very well, which is probably not a good sign about their relationship, but I don't I don't think that that was one of the strengths of the book for me. I think maybe I didn't think that the characters had that much chemistry. I think maybe another thing that I don't think was super strong in this book was the technology side of it. I don't think I really engaged with that well. I mean, that's just a theory though of what I can slightly remember of this book. I have not thought about this book since I read it. The last book I don't really remember much about. I don't know if I want to continue on with the series, is A Magic Steeped in Poison by Judy I. Lin. I will say though, this cover is absolutely stunning. Let's read the blurb together. I remember like a tea being a big part of this plot, so let's see if that's correct. For Ning, the only thing worse than losing her mother is knowing that it's her own fault. She was the one who unknowingly brewed the poison tea, there you go, that killed her mother, the poison tea that now threatens to also take her sister Shu. When Ning hears of a competition to find the kingdom's greatest master of the ancient and magical art of tea making, she travels to the imperial city to compete. The winner will receive a favour from the princess, which may be Ning's only chance to save her sister's life. But between the backstabbing competitors, the bloody court politics, and a mysterious and handsome boy with a shocking secret, Ning might actually be the one in more danger. Again, I think I rated this higher than I should have. I think it was really slow plot. I think the writing was pretty good, but the plot was just really slow, and the writing wasn't amazing enough to make up for the fact that the plot was slow. Like, the writing's got to be pretty amazing for me to be okay with the plot not being strong. And again, like the other books in this list, I know I'm repeating myself a lot this video, is I haven't thought about it again since I finished it and put it down. I only really thought about it when I was thinking about books for this list. I don't really know what this video is, to be honest. I genuinely don't know what I want the outcome to be. I don't know if I want people to tell me to unhaul all of them. I don't know if I want people to tell me to give some of them a go. I feel like this is just coming from a place that in the last couple of months, I have really started to reflect on how I used to rate books, and my reading taste has changed a little bit. And I think that I'm thinking about how big my physical TBR is and how many unfinished series I have, and whether I should be spending time reading books that I'm really like unsure if I'll love that much, when I have so many series that I've started that I know I will love, that I could be spending my time on them. But then at the same time, I'm a person that's reluctant to DNF like the other books I have on my shelves in the series when I haven't given them a fair enough shot. Like, these are not books that I hated, otherwise I would have unhauled them. So am I being unfair and like not giving them enough of a chance? And like I said, with a lot of these books, I don't have a strong memory about them. So am I just making assumptions based on what I think I can remember about them? Because if I wanted to continue on with the series, I would have to go back and reread all the first books again. And I guess that would definitely give me an answer of whether I actually still like them or not, and whether I should continue on. But that's a lot of time and effort for a book I've already read, when I have such a big physical TBR and so many books in the world that I want to read. Help a girl out. I can never make a decision for myself. Let me know in the comments below, what should I do, man? Because I don't know. Have you read any of the books in this list? Do you think I would like the rest of the series? Do you think I want to continue with the series? I need advice. I need someone to tell me what to do. Thank you so much for watching this very messy video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it kind of made sense. Give this video a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you would like to see more of my content. Less messy than this, I promise. And I will see you in whatever the hell I post next. Bye!